Hi guys, and welcome to the car show. Today we're reviewing a new car, a car from Audi. And as you guys know, I already got a A1 city car from them. This is another one, something a bit different, and it's right behind me. As you can see, this is the brand new Audi Q2 facelifted. It looks amazing. It has a tremendous stance. The car looks just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's quickly just take a walk around the car and talk about the design a bit. This of course is a S-Line, as you can see here. I'll show you that. There you go. And it's also launch edition with bits and trims and everything. Like, look at this amazing wheels. Like, the wheels are so beautiful. Red calipers, black accents everywhere, LED lights of course, and with active turn signals front and back, and everything's just, it's such a nice package when you look at it. Like, oh my god, it looks just so aggressive and like so fast. Honestly, standing, it looks like a fast car standing. We'll see in a minute, this is not the fastest car in the world, but nevertheless, it has a certain presence. By the way, big thanks to the caretaker of this private domain. He let me film inside here, and that's nice because there's not many people and we have more silence and more space for us, just us. Look at this Q2 on the side, and then an Audi badge there, an Audi decal, sorry, there. It's a very nice looking car, again, in the back. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous car. Very salty because it's still winter, as you can see. I cannot do anything about it, although the car is squeaky clean. It has a sunroof, of course, but we'll go to the inside very soon. Anyways, let's continue the walk around. No fake exhaust, although like fake air vents here, but no fake exhaust, which, you know what? I'd rather have no exhausts than fake exhausts. So well done, Audi. There you have the optional, like the spoiler, very nice, looks very good. And every bit on the car is blacked out. The Audi here, the Q2 and everything. This has personalized plates because it's a press car from Audi. And that's also very good looking. Continuing the walk around. Yeah, you know what? The only thing I didn't like about this car, and I'll get straight into that, is that it's a press car and it came with summer tires, sadly, which didn't let me enjoy the car this past week because it's been snowing in Brussels a lot, and there was like tons of ice. As you can see on the side, there's still some snow. Now it's perfectly drivable, but I just did not want to risk it because the car just looks so beautiful, and you know, risking damaging it is not something I'm into. Let's quickly jump inside and open up the bonnet of the car. There you have the trap. Okay. Oh, by the way, little details here. That's cool. That's very cool. I like that. I know it's a bit show-offy, but I really enjoy those tiny details. Let's see where that opens. Yeah, got it. Opens up here. And there's the engine of the beast. This is a 1.5 liter engine. It's of course turbo petrol, and it makes just about 150 horses. This is the 35 TFSI model. Honestly, I still don't really get the new names with the Audis, that they were so much clearer before and now they're just a bit of a mess. But nevertheless, 1.5, 150 horses, more than enough to move the car around for a daily driver. And of course, it's an automatic S Tronic gearbox. We'll see that on the inside. But yeah, nothing much to say about this car. I'm not going to cover 0 to 100, and it's just stupid, come on. It looks aggressive, but really it's not that much of a sporty car. Anyways, now before moving on to the interior, I say let's open up the trunk. It's electric. You have a button, here. And ta-da! It opened up. As usual, my bag for reference. As you can see, it's not the biggest trunk in the world. It has this to keep objects from moving around the trunk. Well, I don't really use it. Some, you know, safety stuff and all that. I won't cover that into details. Yes, the seats do fall down, and you do get some space when they do, but overall, like, the trunk for a city car, more than enough. For something more than that, I'm not sure you can fit that many luggage in this trunk, which is a bit sad, but then again, this is a small crossover. So I wasn't expecting something humongous when it comes to the trunk. Let's close it back up. Quite fast, like that. Of course, it has parking sensors, we'll cover that, but yeah, overall, the car is very, very well equipped. And you'll see that in a minute, because for once, I have the specs written down, you know, with the options and all that. Here, you know, the interior, I mean, it's covered in leather. The leather is okay, and the materials overall are not bad at all. It's soft touchy and aluminum and all that. So I cannot say this is a badly built interior. Just the back isn't that much of a special event when you jump in. It's simple but efficient, and you know, the leather is good and plush. So yeah, let's see if I can fit behind myself. I haven't tried that, so let's see. Well, okay, that's a bit tight. I'm not gonna lie, as you can see, my legs are just about okay if I go on the side. Of course, there's no space. There's space for one more here, but never another guy in the middle. Not gonna happen. You have a 12 volt here, but besides that, that's pretty much it. As you can see, there's a sunroof there and some lighting here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Look at this cockpit, it looks so good. Yeah, like the front really looks good. Like design they're on point. Like the A1, I really love it. It's just a gorgeous interior design. So yeah, the steering wheel and everything, the S line all around. It's just a good looking interior for this Q2. Now, look at me. I'm a big fucker, okay? I'm a big guy. There's no way around it. Do I fit behind myself? Not really. Like if I had to stand straight, there's my head against the roof of the car. I'm not very comfortable. To be honest, it's not okay. Like for kids and people of average size, it's gonna be just fine. But for someone like me, behind someone like me, because you can see I do drive, it's not exaggerated. I'm not like 10,000 feet either, or 10,000 meters away from the steering wheel. But overall, you know, it's quite tight for someone like me. If your whole family is above 180 centimeters tall, they might struggle a bit, especially for a longer journey. Overall, for a small, quick journey, that's fine. I can handle that. I wouldn't complain. But then again, I'm not very difficult when it comes to that seats. I'm a bit tight here. I want to get out and jump in the front. Let's not kill anybody. Oh, see, it's not very easy to get in and out for someone that big. But then again, I think I'm more of an exception than a rule. So yeah, again, decals here. Audi Q2 there. Very salty car, I'm sorry for that. Washed it, but there's just no way around the tons of salt they used in the Flemish part of Belgium, which I do prefer because it's more gorgeous and silent and just, they have salt for the fucking road. There's no ice, so I can drive it. So yeah, thank you, Flemish region. Now, looking at the doors, same here, you know, the materials are good. Everything feels very solid and sturdy. Aluminum here, lock on lock. Here's for your trunk, and there are the commands for the windows, sorry, and for the mirrors. Here you have a nice S for S line, which looks very good. And I love the paint. Like the paint is just, I don't know, I feel like licking this car looks like a candy, but I don't know, I just love the paint. I just think they've done a tremendous job speccing the car. Again, there's the inside view, there's the seat, a bit more sporty, you know, a bit more sportive. Are they comfortable? Yes, of course they're comfortable. But sadly, they're manual and not automatic. You have lumbar support and that, but overall, I just hate this. This is the most horrendous thing. Like, why use this? Just put something like that and it releases quickly and that's just fine. Don't put this. This is just horrible. Anyways, let's jump in the car and talk a bit about, well, the options and all that. Here you have the commands for, well, the headlights and everything. I'm not gonna cover that. Here are the vents. Now they're open, now they're closed. Now they're open, now they're closed. It's just funny and they look good. I like that. The car, of course, is turned off. There you have the steering, which is a very good looking steering. It feels very nice. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's just a perfect size and it looks very good. You have commands here, which, you know what? Let's start the car. Push the brake, the button, and it's alive. And it looks very good when it's alive. Stop beeping at me. Stop. Okay, well, she did. Anyways, starting with my favorite option of them all, the cockpit view just looks amazing. It's just an amazing sight. Like this, it just looks so badass. And then you can move those around and play like what you want here and what you want there, and like music and phone and all those stuff. You can play around. It's very simple to use and it's so high def and I just love it. I literally love, this is one of my favorite options from Audi right now. Honestly, I just love that. And if you move around with drive select, You can put the car, of course, in dynamic and it won't change a thing, which is a bit sad, but then again, that's fine. I'll just put it back in auto, so the car just does its trick. You might wonder, but we haven't seen you do anything. Well, let me show you. What I've done was I clicked here, which is drive select. This pops on the screen, right? And you just play around and pick your mode. I just leave it in auto and that's just fine for me. Now there's the menu, the infotainment. I don't want to cover it in details because there's many people who've done that and maybe even better than me, but you have everything that you might need, from navigation, from connectivity to your phone, like map, how to connect, and like there's just a lot, like, you know, Audi smartphone interface for everything that comes to with Apple CarPlay and all those stuff. It's just a great infotainment, very close to the BMW one in when it comes to ease of usage, and overall I just think it's very, very responsive. I just love that it's so quick. I've been playing around to see how quick it is and if I can mess it at some point, but no, it's really super reactive. And there's the main menu again, vehicle if you want to drive select, but go back and then, hey, I don't know, maybe you want your map on. There's the map. See, quite fast, quite straightforward, media, Bluetooth, all that. There's just no point in covering all those stuff. Same situation with the vents here. They close up the same way. And then you have some buttons, starting with drive select, start stop, you know, auto park, your parking sensors, warnings, and all that. Well, I'm not just gonna go there. Nice finishes here, as you can see. It's everything is soft touch materials on the dashboard as well. And then if you go down, you have a nice USB port, 12-volt socket, 2 cup holders, starts here, you know, to start the car, your controls for volume and all that when it comes to media, your famous S Tronic gearbox, very responsive, it just works very nice. I like it, I cannot criticize it. It's a good gearbox, although I really don't see the point of a dual clutch in a car like this. But then again, Audi does that, so it's fine. Here you have the infotainment controls. You have shortcuts here and there for map and all that. You can read that yourself, and here you can control it. It's very BMW-like, I know. When I say BMW-like, I'm not saying they copied or anything. I'm just saying it's very good. And I really love the infotainment from BMW, and that's as close as you can get to that without copying it. And I really like it. It's a very good infotainment. Again, auto hold and parking. Here you have a nice wireless charger. I'm trying my English accent, yeah. But yeah, it does work, as you can see. My phone is charging, and there you have another USB and auxiliary. And that's pretty much that. You know, I'm not, well, there I am. I love that. When they come without borders, it's just big thumbs up. It's, you know, tiny details, but they do matter for me. And of course you have the sunroof, which is big enough for this car. Now, before moving on to the test drive, when I can tell you how this car feels to drive, comfort and all that, I say, let's look at the spec sheet. Well, this car is, it's the Audi Q2 Business Edition S-Line 35 TFSI S Tronic, which starts at 32,000 euros, a bit over 32. You get the whole spec. Like you can see, there's many options from, you know, business pack, what they call panoramic, but what I call a sunroof, you know, heated seats, which I forgot to mention, by the way. They're here with the climate control. Well, you can see it. They're here and there. Nevertheless, going back here, and all those you can see, you can pause, and you can actually see the whole sheet if you want, and prices, of course, here. But the final price is a lot. Although this car comes with many options, it's still a hefty price. 55,000 euros. We'll talk about that during this drive. But yeah, just so you know, there's the spec sheet from Audi. That's why I keep it here. Cool. Now let's move on to the drive and see, well, how everything I just mentioned a couple seconds ago. So let's put this car in drive. And let's go slowly because it's icing here until we get on the road. So first comments I have to make on this car, and that's the most apparent, at least to me, especially on this terrain. You can see that the suspension is not set to be ultra comfortable. It's a bit more rigid than I would have liked, but still I think it's okay. Although it's on the tight side. You should know that the suspension is not very plush. It has more of a sporty feeling to it, but the car holds the road quite well, although it's a bit raised because it's a Q2. Doesn't, you know, there's body roll. Of course, this is not some super performance car, but still I think it's quite good. If you want to drive it sporty, it will give you enough confidence. But know that on the comfy side, you do lose a bit. Now, another remark I have to make is that, well, this time it's a very positive one. I'm very well sat. I'm very comfortable. The seats are good. They support me, and the position behind the wheel is a very comfortable one. Like, you're seated well. You don't struggle to get in and out, at least in the front. The car, is it noisy? Nah, it's not. The engine is quite silent. And even on this bad road, this is a very bad road right now, and now we're on regular road, I think the car is silent enough. There is some wind noise, but once you, for example, do that, it diminishes, and overall it's okay. It's not the most silent car in the world at high speeds, but it's still more than okay. Let's open that because I just like the way it looks when it's open. Now, yeah, headroom is fine, legroom is fine, everything is very well laid out and close to you. Again, the infotainment very easy to use even when you drive, and if not, you have all the stuff that you might require to set up or modify right here in front of you on the Audi virtual cockpit, which again, I love. Is the car easy to drive? Of course, it's an automatic Audi. It's not a big engine, it's not a big car. It's easy to park. It has parking sensors and a rear parking camera. It's very, very easy to use. It's very user-friendly, and it's an Audi and everything feels sturdy and robust, so I like it. The car right now is in auto, and if I put my foot down, I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's 150 horses. Honestly, the A1 with the smaller engine felt faster. See, you can see the suspension is but again, the A1 felt way faster, at least in my opinion and my feeling behind the wheel. I don't know the numbers and I don't care. It's not like anyone is going to compare the A1 city carver to the Q2. Or is there? There might be. Maybe we should arrange that. Moving back to the subject at hand, yeah, the car is responsive again. And it moves under its own weight. It's not a slow car. Well, actually, yeah, it is a slow car, but it's a daily driver. So who needs like tons of horses? I do. Personally, I would have gotten a bigger engine, but as far as it goes, I think this is just a good compromise between power and consumption. And talking about consumption, let's look at that. On the last 75 kilometers I've driven the car, mind you, the car has been driven in Brussels, and this is only city, like hardcore city plus filming environment. So this is the worst, probably one of the worst fuel averages you'll get on the internet. It's around 9.1 liters per 100 kilometers, which, you know what, it's very good. Because when you drive this car in a regular manner without, accelerating, braking, starting, stopping, and all that all the time, when you just drive it, around town or on the highway, you're gonna get a rather good fuel consumption. You're gonna average around 6 on the highway at regular speeds, legal speeds of course, and just about under 8 for like a very eco-friendly driving in town. You might average a bit more if you're like me, but yeah, you can get under 8 if you're a bit more careful. Now, I do love the steering wheel, and you know what? Let's put the car in sports just for a second. In dynamic. And let's put it in S. Like, the gearbox is super responsive. When you drive it in a sporty manner, the car, it really moves, I like that. I really, really like that. And that's what's cool about the S Tronic. It's a very good gearbox when you need this. Yeah, the car's, it goes. Because it's light enough so that it goes even with 150 horses. And I'm sure with some mods on, this car could reap a bit more. It does break traction when you push it in first and second gear. But overall, the chassis is stiffened up, and the car is very okay when it comes to, taking a harsher turn. Although I wouldn't, race this car just yet. I will just keep it in sports because it's more fun. There you go. You know what? Let's put the car back in auto. That's done. So you know, for the engine it moves more than okay, and for the car it is, honestly, it's just enough power, and it's again a very good compromise, I think, power to consumption ratio. So the gearbox is good, the cockpit view is amazing, the build interior is good, and the car is overall practical-ish. You know, if you're not a giant like me, it's gonna be more than enough space for passengers. And you know, if you just want to go grocery shopping around town and stuff like that, it's gonna have enough space, it's gonna hold enough cargo. But again, for longer journeys, more luggage, it's a bit tight, at least in my opinion. Personally, I don't like the fact that it's a front-wheel drive. I'm not a big fan of front-wheel drive cars in general, and maybe with a bigger engine and a quattro transmission, this car could have been something I enjoyed a bit more, you know, driving-wise. But I think that's something very subjective, and maybe many of you won't even care about that. Something I haven't mentioned is that it's nice that you sit a bit higher up, and it's nice that you have more ground clearance, especially here outside of Brussels, when you have some obstacles on the road and you just might want more road clearance and not like a car slammed to the ground. So that's again a good thing. What might be a sore subject, you know, although as I was saying, you get so many options, so many like adaptive cruise control, like an amazing sound system, blind spot monitoring, lane assist, all those, they do come at a certain price. And that's, as I told you earlier, 55,000 euros. That's VAT included and all that. But that's still a lot of money. That's in the same range as the Volvo XC40, almost fully equipped, I had a couple of weeks ago. And I'm not sure if it justifies. You know, it's maybe 5,000 euros cheaper, but the Volvo gives you more space, it gives you more power, and it will give you the advantages of a hybrid. This doesn't. And that to me is the real criticism about this car, and you know, German cars in general, is that we all know they build amazing cars. I myself drive a BMW and they're great cars. I could have picked a Mercedes or an Audi, and I know I would have been happy and content with the car, but the price new is, you know, and not only like it starts at 32,000 euros, which if you give me this car at 32,000 euros, I would say it's a steal, brand new and everything, yeah. But when you look, but comes the options and everything, and then you're averaging mid 50,000, and then you're like, oh, wait, that's a lot of money for a Q2. So if you're in the market for a car like this, there's other options you could consider at, you know, cheaper prices. But then again, I'm not sure they're gonna give you that quality in the interior or all these options. And you know, after all, the looks, they do matter, because this car is a very good looking car, and that's something many of you I know will take into consideration. Like myself, I don't want to drive an ugly car. So am I going to pay more for a car that's just prettier? I think I would, yeah. But before giving you the conclusion of this video, let's do a quick POV and see what it feels to be behind the wheel of this Audi Q2 35 TFSI. Oh my god, it's just too long. You get it, behind the wheel of the Q2. And we're back for the conclusion. What's my conclusion on this car? Is it a good car? Yes, it's a good car. Yes, it's a modern car. Yes, it comes with a lot of options and it's very well built and feels like, you know, a robust car. It's a pretty car. It's practical enough. It won't ruin you on fuel. It has more than enough power to move around and, you know, not a sports car, not anything close to sporty, but it does move under its own weight. Thing I have to say about this car is that the price is considerable, and that's really up to you guys. Let me know in the comments if you would pay 55,000 euros for this car, the exact same spec and everything, or, you know, something close to it. Because I'm really curious. To me, it seems a bit steep, but then again, it's a German car. And if you want options, you have to pay. We all know that. That being said, I thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you have any more questions, make sure, well, to hit me up in the comments down below or on Instagram at the Eurocar Show. And if you want to see more cars and more of me, make sure to subscribe. That helps us tremendously in getting more cars and, well, making more videos, more reviews. And that's a cool thing, right? Subscribe. And also follow us on Instagram. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.